Hi everyone, Rachel Jensen here, broker owner of Luna Realty Belize on the beautiful island of Ambergris Caye. We are in our inbox series. This is when we answer questions by folks like you, and we are on question number 21 today. If you are new to the series, please do check out the rest of the questions here in the inbox. They are very informative, very helpful, and they are really geared towards helping educate you about Belize generally and also about the Belize real estate market. So we are going to answer question number 21 today, which was initially asked by my parents when I moved down to Belize over a decade ago, but many others are still asking it today. And it's a very good question. And it is Belize safe? And I know it is a very general question, and that's like asking, is the United States safe? Is China safe? Is Canada safe? There's not really a one size fits all answer there because there's a lot of different areas, a lot of different districts, and in many cases, crime does tend to be localized. So I do have a funny story, actually. I remember I was in Chicago at the National Association of Realtors event a few years ago with my friends who are from Latin America. And, people typically think it's a very dangerous part of the world and whatnot. And so we were in downtown Chicago. They went to Starbucks, grabbed a coffee, came back 10 minutes later. We're watching the news, and there was a shootout there at that Starbucks in downtown Chicago. And my friends were like, wow. And people think that our country is dangerous. Maybe their country is dangerous. And it just really helped to shed light on people's perspective. Right. And I think this is a really big question. I know I moved to Belize by myself. I had a job opportunity down here, didn't have any friends, didn't have any family who came with me. It was really came down solo. And for me personally, I needed to make sure that it was a place I felt safe as well. The place I was living previously, the country I was living in before coming to Belize, wasn't necessarily that I felt unsafe there, but there were a lot more precautions that I needed to take when I was leaving the house, or if I was going to go meet up with friends or whatever that case was. And so coming to Belize was like a breath of fresh air, especially here on Ambergris Caye, where tourism is the industry here. So people are so used to seeing tourists. Everybody's friendly. Everyone wants to get to know you. But with that being said, I'm going to get more into a deeper answer here of, is Belize safe? So Belize is a small country about the size of Massachusetts. Population wise, it's about 400,000 people. So a very small population here in the country. However, Belize does tend to get a bad rap at some points because of the fact that there is crime, typically drug related crime, localized crime, but most of it does tend to take place in Belize City, and not all of Belize City, just streets of Belize City. And for those of you who are familiar with New Orleans, it's very similar to New Orleans, right? You could be walking down Canal Street or walking down St. Charles, and it's beautiful. You have no idea what's going on a few blocks away. And Belize City is really very similar, where crime is localized. There is an intent with the crime that's happening, typically drug related. And with that being said, if you're not going to try to find drugs at 3 o'clock in the morning in the bad parts of town or whatnot, then you typically are safe. Now, petty crime can happen, petty theft, if you're at a restaurant and you put your phone on the table and you're sitting by the window and you're not paying attention, get up to go to the bathroom, leave your phone down. Your phone may not be there when you get back, but typically it is a very safe place for people to be. I was reading up online just to get some more reviews, because obviously how I feel here is my personal opinion, right? But I also wanted to see what other people were saying about Belize. And this is from the United States government website, where they were saying just reconsider travel to Belize City, right? Historically, you can see there that a lot of the crime has been taking place in Belize City. And I can tell you that Belize City tends to be a place where you fly in and get out. I have spent time in Belize City for conferences or to do some shopping because they have more department stores out there. Typically, I'll either rent a car or I'll have a driver that will take me from place to place if I don't feel like driving. But there really isn't a reason for you to be going to those parts in Belize City. There are no tourist attractions over there. There's not really a reason that would call you into that location. But once you get outside of Belize City, it really is a pretty safe spot. I say the one thing to look out for, and this is a big one, the one thing to be conscious of are potholes when you're driving. That is what tends to be the most dangerous, because they just creep up on you, and all of a sudden you're driving, you're slamming on your brakes, or you're trying not to get into the pothole or the speed bump. There are many of them throughout the country here, regardless of if you're on the mainland or here on the island. So just take that into consideration. People tell you don't drive at dark. It's not because someone's going to jump out and take your car. It's because of the potholes and the speed bumps there. So just always smart, regardless of where you're going to. Be a smart traveler, be aware of your surroundings. You don't necessarily need to bring all your bling bling on the trip here. In Belize, it's a very, very laid back atmosphere. Or I even tell women when they're coming here, to Ambergris Key to San Pedro. Please do not pack your stilettos. Our roads are not equipped. The beachy sands, the sandy beaches are not equipped for your stilettos. You can dress more casually here. Typically, you can go into most restaurants in a bathing suit, and the no shoes, not really a problem here. But it is just something, of course, be conscious of your surroundings. And if something doesn't feel right, then leave the situation. And I think it is possible for you to have a really great, safe trip here. And in 99.9999999% of cases, you will have a fantastic trip, right? So just bear that in mind. And we hope to see you down here in Belize at some point, whether you're looking to relocate down here or you are looking to perhaps spend some time or just simply have a vacation. My name is Rachel Jensen, broker owner of Luna Realty Belize. Feel free to reach out to us if you'd like to learn more about the real estate market, info@lunarealtybelize.com. And do request this 12 must-know facts before you buy real estate in Belize. Doing your due diligence is one of the best things you can do before you own property here. All right, everybody, have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.